Hi there. One of the things that I know is quite troublesome to beginners at quilting, not necessarily patchwork, but quilting, is how on earth to put on one of these strange looking contraptions, otherwise known as walking feet. So I thought in this tutorial I would show you how to put one of these on. I'm just going to switch camera so we can get close up to my machine here. So first of all, why would we use a walking foot? Well, because if you are sewing multiple or sewing through multiple layers, like we are when we're quilting, we're sewing 3 layers together. We need all of those 3 layers to move through our machine at the same time. Now, on a normal machine, we've got, or sort of when our normal foot's on, we've got our feed dogs underneath. That's the serrated part, and those are the bits that move the fabric through. Your needle doesn't do anything other than just go up and down. So our machine is designed to move the feed dogs, and the feed dogs move our fabric through at an even pace. So our presser foot there holds the top layer of fabric onto the bottom layer of fabric, and the machine moves the bottom layer of the fabric through. The presser foot there is holding the two pieces of fabric together. So with any luck, it should go through at the same rate. Sometimes it doesn't. If you're sewing a big old long piece of fabric together like curtain fabric, you may find that they start off the same length but they don't finish the same length, and you're wondering why on earth that is. It's just because the feed dogs are moving the bottom layer through at a different rate to the top layer. That's quite normal, but you can overcome it by using your walking foot, because your walking foot has different an extra layer of teeth here. So as your walking foot, as the needle goes up and down, it moves these these serrated bits here, which are sort of extra level of feed dogs, and that moves the top layer of your fabric through at the same rate as your wadding and your bottom layer. But you still got to put one of these on. So how are you going to do that? Well, first of all, we need to get rid of our normal foot, so we're going to take that off. There's normally a little clip at the back of your shaft here that we're going to take off. Make sure you put that away safely, because they do disappear. And then just to the left, it depends on your machine whether this bit here, this is called your ankle, this bit. So these are your feet, the presser feet, and then we have an ankle, because obviously we have an ankle that goes into a foot. So the ankle here needs to detach, and it just depends on your machine as to how you detach it. But on my machine here, I've got a screw to the left. So you will probably find you've got a screw to the left, maybe to the right. Normally it's to the left. It may just clip down. So really have a look at your machine and refer to your manual as to how you detach this ankle here. And I'm going to do that with one of the screwdrivers that come with my machine. So you might have a standard looking screwdriver like that, or you may have a little circular or triangular screwdriver that looks like that. I am going to use my normal screwdriver here, and I'm just going to turn that to the left to detach my ankle. Again, you want to make sure that that is kept in a safe place, because they do disappear. And then I'm going to loosen up this screw because I want quite a wide space. And you're going to have to get to know your walking feet, because they're all pretty similar, but there are going to be little variations just depending on your machine. But if we look at our walking foot here and look at the anatomy, so I keep knocking the camera, we've got a claw here, and that goes up and down with my needle. So that claw there needs to go over this bar here. So this bar is the bit that if you've ever been sewing and it clonks your finger, you would know about it. That moves up and down with your needle. So this claw here either goes around this bar here or it rests on top. So your version of this may be just a straight bar coming out. And that's fine if it is. It just depends on the make of your machine. Or you may have a claw like this one. Or you've got, and you've got a little bit here that is going to fit over this sort of downward shaft here. And if I go onto the side, you'll see that there's a square shape in the middle there that fits over this shaft here. So it needs 2 hands to do this. And as an aside, your walking feet should be the same brand as your machine. So I have a Brother machine, so I have a Brother walking foot. So get the walking foot that is made by your manufacturer of your machine, that is for your machine. If you get a universal one, they can harm your machine. So you really want to get your manufacturer one. Walking feet are about £30–35 or dollars, depending on where you are in the world. They're quite expensive, but you only need one of them, and they're incredibly useful when you've got them. It'll be definitely worth the investment. So we need to, I'm going to put my screwdriver down for a minute. I need both hands going on, and we need to do 2 things in one go. And I have to bend down to see. I need to get this claw over this bar, or if yours rests on top, just rest it on top. But if it's a claw shape, it goes over that bar. Sorry me that I'm disappearing from camera, but it's almost impossible to do this whilst looking at the camera. And then this left-hand bit goes over the screw there. And you'll see that I just loosened that screw up a little bit to allow that plastic bit there to go over the screw. And then I need to push it to the right so it fits over this downward shaft here. All right, so I've got this upward claw on this upward bar here, which goes up and down with the needle, and then I'm attaching it to this down shaft here on my on the screw here, and then with my third hand, because you do need 3 hands, I'm going to tighten this up. So I've done this a few times, as you can probably tell. I've even done it a couple of times with the camera in the way. So I am holding it all into position with one hand, but it isn't easy. And if you're going to find it, if you're finding it tricky, it really is tricky. But you will get used to it, I promise. So I'm tightening that. Obviously, turn the screw to your right to tighten it. If you're like me, it's lefty loosey, righty tighty. Yes, I repeat that to myself. Nige thinks it's hilarious. Do I care? No, I don't. All right. So I've tightened that screw to the right. I can feel it's in place. And then with both hands, I can give that a bit of a tighten up. All right. So that's how we attach our walking foot there. And to detach it, you just do the opposite thing. Undo that screw and you can take it off, and you'll be putting your ankle back on in the same way as it came off. That's far easier to get on, I promise. All right, so that's it. If you've got a choice over walking feet and you've got a choice between 5mm and 7mm, I'd recommend getting the 7mm to start with, because you'll have a wider space in the middle here, which would be far more versatile for you to quilt with. So hope that has helped today. If you've got any questions, please put a comment below. If there's anything that you're struggling with in patchwork or quilting, please send me a message and I will record you a video to give you a tutorial on that. Okay, hope that's helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.